Hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristyn. Today, it is time for a WIP and Chatty rant. What is a WIP and Chatty rant? You may be asking yourself. WIP, W-I-P, stands for work in progress, and a chatty rant is me chatting and ranting about the goings-on over the past week or so. Today, my WIP is holiday fun. This is from the artist Regan Kubicek, and it is a canvas from Ever After Diamond Painting. And I am almost halfway. I think halfway is like right about here. So we're getting there. This one is a little bit bigger than some of the ones I've been working on previously. It is 50 by 76, I believe. I could be wrong. And it is a horizontal painting versus a vertical, which I feel like I've been working on those a lot too. I do have my Bees Crafty Corner release papers over here, and I will have all of my supplies linked in the description box as well. I am using two of my ZAP Designs pens. They are on Facebook. I have some cover minders over here. I don't remember where these are from. These were a gift. And I am using a Creations Morin trailer tray that also was a gift, and it says Meowie Christmas on it, which, you know, we love cats here. And I am using Grayson Creations Putty. I did get a few comments saying they could not find them on Etsy through the link that I posted, and I did a little investigating, and it appears that they now have a website, so I will list that down below. I did modify some of the putty because it was a little sticky for me still, and I'm a hard presser. I'm kind of a mess when I diamond paint, and so, you know, some people can use softer putty. Seemingly, I need to make it the less sticky as possible. So this is what it normally would look like, and this is what it looks like after I added some more nano tape and some fabric tape. And for me, it works better. I highly recommend, if a putty or a diamond placing medium is not working for you, see if you can figure out a way to modify it, because you spent the money on it. You might as well use it if you can. Let's see what else. I don't think there's any other supplies that I'm forgetting to mention. My drills are up there. I will be moving it over here, and I will be turning the canvas that way, and I will be working right here. So let me get zoomed in and we will get started. Don't go anywhere. I did grab a different tray for the darker drills that are the, you know, like the coloring book outline, because I can't see them in that tray with the window and all the jazz. This is a Ditzy's Diamond Den tray that I just got, and it is a big old tray, but I am liking it, so that's awesome. Goodbye, Duncan. Before I forget, I hope everybody is doing awesome, well, and amazing. I hope everybody survived Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And if you don't, well then, it was probably just a regular week for you. I am currently filming this on Friday, aka Black Friday. I have not purchased anything as of right now. I'm sure that will change. And yeah, I'm currently home alone. No children here. Husband is out hunting. And so I thought, well, you know what? I have not done a WIP and Chat in almost 2 weeks. So let's do one. I have a few things I've got my eye on for Black Friday sales. I am kind of glad I did not try to attempt to purchase anything from Diamond Art Club, because holy moly, that looked like a mess. You Diamond Art Club fans are crazy, crashing their shopping platform, their website and stuff. Holy moly. I did see some people posting in the VIP group that they had to place multiple orders and that they were get charged shipping. And some people said that DAC said that they wouldn't refund them the shipping, even though their site was glitching. So they're paying shipping on multiple orders, which, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a bad look, personally. But I don't have a business, so I don't know. I did not even really look at the Diamond Art Club releases, honestly. I was like, because I don't like the FOMO. I don't like everybody has to log on at the same time and, fight for the death. I do not enjoy that. I do not get any thrill of the hunt from that at all. I know some people do, and that's cool if you like that, but no. There's nothing that I kind of even remotely glanced that I was like, I am going to be up really late. Well, I'm not a Diamond member, so really, technically, I didn't even have a chance at getting anything at the first drop. But I definitely would not have tried after the site crashed and all of that. No. That just sounds like stress. And I don't need any more stress. If you see lots of editing, it's because I'm cutting out any throat clearing that I'm doing, because it's that time of year where we clear our throats a lot. Yay. Let's see, diamond painting updates for me. What has transpired since my last WIP and Chatty rant? I finished Roybot, my custom Rokari Patch kid. Have not kitted that down yet because I have not had any free time. And I finished Parenting, and I did kit that down. And both of those turned out really good. Very happy with the finished project. I did start on this one, obviously. And I did start on one of the Care Bears from the Diamond Design Co. And I did work on that when Mushy and I filmed a Spilling the Tea, and I will link that down below. And we did all the nitty-gritty details about the Pink and Black 2026 event. And we will be making separate videos on our channels, going over all the, I don't want to say rules and regulations, because we don't really want to have a bunch of rules and regulations, but all the stuff that we covered in the Spilling the Tea in a more condensed video. So that was fun to hang out in the premiere and chat with some of you guys, some returning people for Pink and Black, and lots of new people. That's super exciting. And I did get a package jam-packed full of Happy Mail from one of you guys. So thank you for that. It was a very bright little addition to a semi-stressful week. Very, very much appreciated. The fact that literally anybody wants to send me anything, it just blows my mind sometimes. And I'm like, me? Little old me? I'm just a girl on the internet diamond painting, Like, nobody needs to send me anything. Like, I'm just over here flapping my gums, talking and ranting about things. And I'm awful at expressing gratitude and talking about feelings, but just know that I am very, very thankful, even though I might be awkward in the delivery of saying thank you. And shocking, Sassy Lassie did steal some of the stuff in that package. I knew she would. I opened it and I was like, yeah, she's going to steal this. She's going to steal this. And she did. She did take some stuff. But, you know, when you're a parent, you don't really have stuff that's just yours. It's yours and your children's. It's family presents, right? Family presents. And what else? I will be doing the Christmas premieres again. And if you don't know what the Christmas premieres are, it's a kind of a 2-3 day ginormous playlist of crafters, diamond painters that there's one new video every hour. And for the most part, I think the creator will be in the premiere live chatting when the video goes up. So it's not a live video, but it's a recorded video, but there is the live chat feature. I did do that last year and it was tons of fun chatting with people that maybe, you know, had never seen one of my videos and people who check in all the time and watch the videos. And so I think, I don't know off the top of my head, but as of right now, I think my day is on the 26th, which is the day after Christmas, which actually works out a lot better for me, honestly, and maybe for some of you guys too, because I know sometimes Christmas can be just jam-packed full of nonstop going and doing and all the stuff that goes along with the holidays. And so I will update more as time progresses. So, and Mush Mush, my Pink and Black co-host, is going to be right before me. So you know there's going to be some trolling and some poking in the comments during the premieres. Yes. So highly recommend people join in if you can, and if not, there's always the replay. And the cat just literally walked right in front of me. Thank you. Pointed his butt right at me. Lovely. Thanks, bro. Thank you. And now he just wiggled the table. Fantastic. I did also do a sneak peek for Ever After. I got to unbox an adorable capybara diamond painting. It was Cappy Spa Day. And it's so cute. The rendering is so good. I will list that down below as well. If I had not received that as a sneak peek, that would have been purchased by me on Black Friday. Absolutely. Right up my alley. And it is the same artist that I did Manatee Mayhem. So, you know, cute animals just is my thing, right? We all have our preferences, and cuteness is one of mine. I am planning on making a video later as well. Some kind of, I don't want to say goals, but plans for next year. Yeah. I'm going to leave it at that for now. That is on the to-do list, along with some kitting up of some of my pink and black kits. I got several. I want to be prepared for those. Let's see. I think that's it for diamond painting updates. We did just have Thanksgiving yesterday. Happy belated Thanksgiving. And fairly uneventful, which anytime you get multiple people together, I'm all for uneventful, right? No drama, no stress. I mean, well, there's some stress, but no drama, and I am all for that. We went over to my in-laws' house. They do the majority of the cooking and the food prep. I'm not mad about that. I did make sweet potato casserole. That is my favorite side dish, and so I like to take ownership of that. And we made a lot of sweet potato casserole. I was concerned that there wouldn't be enough. I probably had 12 sweet potatoes for 14 people, So there was leftovers, let's put it that way. And my father-in-law made a deep fried turkey, which is amazing if you've never had deep fried turkey. He did that several years ago. I don't even remember when it was, but it was probably the first time I'd ever wanted to have seconds of turkey. Because turkey is just not my thing. It's poultry, right? And I always feel like it's kind of dry unless you slather it with, gravy or stuff, and gravy's not really my favorite. But the deep fried turkey, that one year, oh my goodness. Everybody was drooling over that turkey. And, it was also kind of just cool to see it come together. And it's fast. It's way faster than cooking a turkey, the traditional way. So he did that again. That's always a hit. There was not necessarily an emergency trip to the grocery store, but turns out the cranberry sauce, the jelly, the cranberry tube, was a little expired. Yeah. So a trip to the grocery store was required. Because some people were like, absolutely not. We can't have Thanksgiving without cranberry. I am not one of those people, but if it's there, I'll eat a little bit, but I'm not gonna go to the store on Thanksgiving for it. Let's put it that way. I worked in a grocery store in high school, and I remember working on Thanksgiving Day, and it was a mess. So there's no way I'm going to the grocery store on Thanksgiving Day. Nope. We did get the brand new Christmas tree up, and inside the Christmas tree enclosure. That's exciting. I will put a photo up, and if you're new, the cage that's around the Christmas tree was built by my husband because our cats cannot leave it alone. They have no chill. They broke our Christmas tree that we had. Just some branches so we could turn it and put it towards the back, but they would not leave it alone. And so there were a few years where we did not have a Christmas tree, and I begged and pleaded for him to come up with a solution because the Christmas tree is my favorite Christmas decoration. And so he built this. There's no ornaments on the tree yet. That is a tomorrow thing. And I'm going to see if the children want to help. Pretty sure they don't. They have no desire in decorating the Christmas tree. And the more that I try and force, come on, let's make memories and decorate the Christmas tree, the more they roll their eyes at me. So you got to know when to cut your losses, and they might put a few ornaments on and then they're done. My whole goal was to have him help me get it up. Well, he has to put the enclosure up because he has to pretty much build it in the living room. And I wanted him to do it before they went hunting because I knew he wouldn't want to do it after, a day of hunting. So it's up. No ornaments yet. That is a this weekend thing. But we probably should have opened it outside and let it sit outside for a few days because that thing smelled so bad. It was gross. And we did it. We put it up when the children were at school and they came home and both of them were like, what is that smell? And they instantly smelled it. Plus it's right by the front door. So there is that too. But it doesn't smell anymore. So yay for that. Hopefully that doesn't mean that all the, toxic chemicals inside the artificial Christmas tree are permeating around our house. Yeah, probably they are. And, when you put something up in your living room that is not normally there, then you have to move stuff around. And I feel like it was a You know, like the book, if you give a mouse a cookie, you know, you move something, then you have to move something else, and then you move something else, and then that triggers something else. So then I decided my little area near my diamond painting area, the shelves are kind of a mess. So then I started taking things off of those and making piles, and then I ran out of energy and I had all these piles of stuff everywhere, which is not good. I was like, yeah. So that's on the to-do list as well, because if I'm going to put up any Christmas decorations, I need to kind of have room. I know I have too many Christmas decorations, you know, and every year we pull out all the boxes and I put up barely anything. And so I think it's the year where I'm just going to have to be a little brutal and get rid of some stuff, because why do I got 8 totes full of crap that I'm only going to put, you know, 2 totes worth of stuff out? Yeah. Last week was a busy week. I swear, it's like every week in November and December is going to be a busy week. I had a, you know, regular doctor checkup appointment, and they told me that I was overdue for tetanus shot. And I got the tetanus shot, and oh my gosh, it was almost a week of my arm, you know, feeling like I had been in arm wrestling championship or something. It hurt so bad. I don't think I've ever had a tetanus shot hurt that bad before, but it did. Oh my goodness. I could barely lift my arm up. And then the next day after the tetanus shot, I had to go and get a root canal. But it actually was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was pretty quick. It was maybe an hour, and I was a little freaked out. I mean, well, I'm always freaked out about stuff like that, kind of. But they did an x-ray, and they said, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, interesting? Like, interesting, like you don't need the root canal? But apparently, you know, your teeth have the little, I don't know, little roots, I guess. And normally most teeth have 2 roots. Well, apparently the tooth that they were going to be working on had 3 roots. And I said, oh, lovely. So more attention, more rooting of the canaling. You know, I have no idea what that means, but it didn't really add much to the root canal. And I was pleasantly surprised because, you know, if you've ever gotten Novocaine, and I was expecting, you know, the big old honkin' thing that they put the Novocaine in with, but it was just like tiny little, almost like a flu shot syringe, and it really didn't hurt. Okay, there's a piece of my hair on there. Get off there. But they put on a lot of numbing. I don't know if I've ever had that much numbing in my entire life. It numbed. Oh, sorry, Duncan sees some birds. Yeah. You good? You gonna stop? My face was so numb up, like my you know, the inside of my mouth was numb, which is great. But my nose and up the side of my cheek and near my eye was all numb. And I have never had that happen before. It kind of freaked me out a little, you know, 'cause I'm thinking, oh my gosh, my face is numb. You know, did they hit a nerve, and am I never going to be able to feel my nose again? You know, I couldn't tell, is my nose running or is it just my nose cold? It was very hard to eat too, because everything was just dead numb. It was probably, I'm going to say 7 or 8 hours before my face woke up completely. It was weird. I've never been that numb for that long of time. But I am grateful that I was numb and I didn't feel any of it, of course. And the school had a fundraising kind of thing. I don't even fully remember what it was. That was like 2 weeks ago. And they needed pie donations. So we went to Costco to get pie, and they had apple pie. I was not expecting that because they have not had apple pie at our Costco for a long time. And, you know, I have to support local businesses, obviously. So a pie came home for us at home, you know, again, trying to support the local economy. That was a special little treat after the after the root canal and the painful tetanus shot, right? They have so many, you know, Christmassy treats, right? Like they have like chocolate things and cookie things and fancy treat things. Oh my goodness. I just had to walk away from that aisle because it was all looking so tasty. It's like, no, I don't need any more candy or anything like that. I'm trying to be good. Trying. And I could say, well, I could buy it for other people, but if it comes in my house, I'm going to want to eat it, you know? I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. I have no self-control when it comes to certain kinds of foods, and my weakness is treats. Candy. Maybe not necessarily candy, but any kind of cookies or stuff. Oh, yeah. Just call me Cookie Monster. And speaking of cookies, my mom and teenager love the gingerbread people, from Trader Joe's. And I went there and they had them. So I bought several boxes because you never know when they're going to sell out and they don't restock. That was a happy little accident right there. You never know when they're going to come out, and so you gotta buy the stuff at Trader Joe's when it comes out because, man, that drill just tried to get me in the face. My gosh. They were very excited about that. And I don't know what's going on with our local grocery store, man, but I went there last week and this week. And we normally go on Monday, but my mom didn't go with me last Monday because we had to wait around. She had to wait for the company that comes to check her oxygen machine. Yeah, that was a whole ordeal. And so I went to the grocery store alone. The amount of clutter in the aisles. I'm talking carts full of food and stuff that needs, products that need to go on the shelf. And I'm going, what? This is so weird. It was so hard. You could barely get down the aisle if more than one customer was in the aisle. There's just all these carts lining the aisles. And I thought, well, maybe the delivery truck came in late and the night people, didn't come in and stock the shelves because that's how it used to be, I thought. And I asked when I went and paid for my groceries, and they said that they were doing away with the night stalkers, and so now they just have to put the stuff away during the day. Not really a fan of that because, number one, it's already hard enough to get up and down the aisles when they have all those, little displays of onion soup mix and Frappuccino and just all the junk that they put in the aisles that makes it hard just to walk in general. But another thing was that it's kind of a safety hazard because there were some aisles where they had boxes, like boxes of cans and boxes of cereal, boxes of juice just sitting, pushed up against the aisles and stuff like that. But my mom has low vision, and if she was there alone, she could definitely trip over something. Same with the frozen food aisle. The whole frozen food aisle was just boxes on the floor. So I don't know, man. I don't like that at all. And I don't know if it's a case of maybe companies are trying to, save money. Or it's the case of people just don't want to work, and so they quit, and so they don't have people, which, talking to some people at the grocery store, that definitely sounds like that is a common problem of people not wanting to work, but yeah, kind of a bummer. So now if I take my mom, I definitely need to watch out for tripping hazards so she doesn't trip. I don't know if I can sue the store if she trips, right? Not that I really want to try to lawyer up against a mega grocery store chain. That sounds like a giant pain in my butt. And I don't want her to trip and break a hip or something. Gosh, that would just be unpleasant for everyone, and just one more thing to do. So she had to get her oxygen machine, checked. I think they come like once a year, once every 6 months, just to make sure it's working properly and all that. And they had called her to set it up. And so she picked a time, and they said, okay, well, 10 o'clock, that was the time. And 10 o'clock came, and 10 o'clock went. No calls, no, hey, we're running late, no, nothing. And I understand that things happen, right? We live in a busy world, but everybody has cell phones. It would not be hard for somebody to send a call or the main, dispatch office to say, hey, blah, blah, blah is running late. So I went to the grocery store alone because I figured they were coming at 10. I get home, they haven't been here. And by, what was it? I think it was noon, and so she called and she said, hello, is somebody coming? You said you called me and set this up, and you said 10. And they said, oh, yeah, well, you're actually on a, what do they call it? I think they call it, well, you're actually on a rotating schedule now. You're on a rotating schedule. So the technician will be there before 7 o'clock. I'm like, what? No. I didn't sign up for no rotating schedule, and she talked to them. I didn't talk to them. I was not happy, number one, because when I went to the store, my husband was still home, so he could be here if they came and, there were any questions or any concerns or anything like that. So, we're sitting there, we're kind of like, okay, because I didn't want to leave, but I knew I had to leave to get people from school. And I was like, well, okay. Not even 10 minutes after I leave the house, I get a notice from a text message from the company. And, oh, blah, 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 I'll be there soon. I was like, of course they will. Of course they freaking will. So I called her and I said, okay, they're on their way. So, just if you have questions, just do your best and I can call them if there's any problems or whatever, I couldn't not go pick people up from school, and they were already 4 hours late. And so they came. She was trying to ask for more, the little, the nose thingies, when they call them cannulas. I don't know. And the guy was not understanding what she was asking. He's like, I don't know, and I think there was a slight language barrier and she can't hear. And so she's like, never mind, my daughter will call. He didn't know what she was asking for. And so she's just said, nope, it's fine. But I was just so frustrated that I wasn't here because I don't want to leave her here alone if somebody's coming into the house to service something. So yeah, I was not happy about that. I'm like, if we're going to be on a rotating schedule, could you tell us at least, I mean, and I get that things happen, emergencies, come up. Maybe, there was more of an emergency case that needed to come before our, general checkup, whatever the case may be. But sometimes it just kind of feels frustrating because, we're putting out our time. We're waiting. We're putting things off that we're going to do to wait around for something. And if you're not going to be here at a certain time, then let us know. Or let us know, like, hey, yeah, we might be 4 hours late. Like, okay, great. I'm going to make plans then. Oh, yeah, that was not fun. I don't necessarily like being here alone when that kind of stuff either, because I don't know the right questions to ask. I don't know anything about these machines. So if they tell me I have to do something, am I going to remember it? The machine got checked. Apparently it works just fine. I just ordered the tubing nose thingy mabobbers from Amazon. I was like, forget it. I'm not even going to deal with it. As I was like, if I call and talk to somebody at that company, I'm just going to get pissy. And, I don't need to take out my bad attitude on somebody else. I went to Walmart to try and get a few of the things that Sassy Lassie had circled out of the toy book. And they didn't really have the stuff that was in the toy book. And I'm like, that's helpful. Thank you. But they did have some Christmas shirts and sweatshirts. And so I did get her a Stitch Christmas sweatshirt. And there was a pile of laundry right by the stairs on the floor. And so I just kind of dropped it on there as I was doing stuff. And later that day, I had not picked them up yet because, doing other things. And Duncan proceeded to get sick. And we have like stone floors. They're like 70s stone floors downstairs in the hallway where the clothes were, right? So if a cat's gonna get sick, please puke on the stone floor, right? It's easy to clean up. It's better than the stairs or the carpet. Yeah, well, he proceeded to get sick on the new sweatshirt, right? Stone floor everywhere. He apparently did not want it to splash him in the face when he puked, so he puked on her sweatshirt. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Then he moved. He moved after he got sick. And he went on the stairs that are carpeted and then got sick. I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Oh, cats. It's a good thing they're cute because, man, sometimes you just, come on. They're so naughty sometimes and they cause so much trouble, but then they curl up with you and you're like, oh, you're so cute. I forgive you. She was not happy with him. She's like, Duncan, I can't believe you puked on my new sweatshirt. And I said, yeah, I washed it and it was fine, but still, of all the places, why the laundry pile? Why? It's like I don't have enough to do. Now I have to rewash laundry. Come on, cat. Get with the program. Get with the freaking program. See, we had 2 group projects. 2 at the teenagers' school right before Thanksgiving. I'm like, why do you teachers hate us? I'm genuinely curious. Why must we do that? But the one project they were working on, and they worked on it for like 5 hours in the weekend, and they were like, I don't think we're going to be able to get this done. And so I told him and his partner, I said, you guys need to email the teacher and say, hey, listen, we've been working on this. We're concerned we're not going to get it done by the Monday due date. Is there anything that we can do? And the teacher did respond and said that they could have till Wednesday and that he was glad that they were advocating for themselves. I said, see, sometimes it helps to reach out and to express your concern and, to say how you're feeling. And, you said you're working on it. You said you were doing this and you're trying to be really thorough and you don't want to cut corners, etc., etc. That was good. That was nice because they were a little panicky. And I said, yeah. Well, my thought on the whole process was, I think they were maybe going a little too in depth, right? And I think maybe they were getting a little too in the details and the nitty gritty. And I was like, I don't think, it's like, I don't want to tell them to not do a good job, right? That's not what I'm trying to say. I said, but I think you need to scale back on the level of detail, because if you look at what the class is and you look at what the project is, focus on the class. Like if the class is history, go for more the history aspect, not, XYZ. So it was fine. They did good. That's all that matters. No major projects or anything over Thanksgiving break. Thank goodness. 'Cause I don't need that looming over my head as well. They already had sleepovers and going over to people's houses, and it's like, oh my gosh, I swear, I'm worried that my kids will literally like lose a body part or something. They'll leave it somewhere, because homeboy went to a friend's house, and I kept saying, did you pack all your stuff? Did you pack all your stuff? Yes. Did you pack your bathroom stuff? Yes. He was going to wear his contacts. And I said, do you have your glasses? Yes. Do you have your contacts case? Yes. Do you have contact solution? Yes. Okay, great. And I had not gone upstairs to the master bathroom all day. And I was brushing my teeth around 10:30. And I look on the bathroom counter, and his glasses are sitting there. I was like, no, because kid is blind without his glasses. Now, he had his contacts, but you can't wear those to bed. And I tried texting him and calling him to say, hey, your glasses are here. And I got no response. And at that point, I wasn't going to drive them over to his friend's house in the pouring rain. So I just sent a message and I said, well, don't fall asleep with those in, because I think that could, go behind your eye or something. I don't really know what could happen, but I know you're not supposed to fall asleep with your contacts in. And so I did see that he read my message, and he said the next day, he goes, yeah, I didn't realize I forgot them until you said that. Apparently what happened was he saw the empty glasses case in his little travel bag. And so he just assumed that his glasses were in there, even though he did not physically put those glasses in the travel case. Yeah. So don't think he'll forget his glasses again. No. Well, I mean, honestly, he might. he might. And, it's a lesson you got to learn. But then I picked him up from his friend's house, right? And he texted me the next morning, and he goes, what time are you picking me up? And I said, you never told me a time. And he said, can you pick me up at 10? And it was like 8:30. And I'm like, I guess, yeah. And he said, well, I'm not going to put my contacts in because I want to come home and shower. And I said, but you have to be able to see, right? All I can see. I'm like, no, you can't. I've seen your glasses. You're blind. So I pick him up, and I texted him, and I said, do you need help getting out of the house? And he said, no. But his friend did help him down the steep stairs and carrying some of his stuff. I was like, why didn't you put your contacts in? You can just take them out when you shower. He goes, I don't know. I just didn't want to put them in. Like, oh my goodness gracious. Does parenting get easier? Honestly, does it get easier? Because I feel like the common sense is just, it's not there sometimes. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. I can't. But then he did come home and shower, and then he did put his contacts in. And I'm like, well, great. That's great. Thanks. Well, that's about it for all I can really think of. I'm sure other things happened, but I feel like my brain is at the level of sweet potato casserole right now. And I'm sure other things will pop into my head the second I stop filming, but I think I'm going to end this here. Let me zoom out. And here is where we have left off. Not a ton accomplished, but some is better than none. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. If you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things. And I will see you again very, very soon. Big awkward hugs. Bye, guys. I can't push it anymore up. Push it. Push it good. Push it real good. Well, hopefully we're in shot. Don't know. We'll find out together, won't we? Quit wobbling. Quit wobbling. Okay, don't sit on your feet. And the cat is staring at me from his treat box. Hello, Duncan. Hello. I'm sorry, I can't give you treats. I'm working right now. Thank you. 10 minutes in and I've done absolutely nothing. Fantastic. That's a big old tray. Did you really have to start eating the second I start talking, Duncan? My gosh. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy.